In one stroke, I lost everything. I not just lost my business, lost my cars, lost even my wife. I've lost myself.
Hi, welcome to Flip the Prada episode 2. My name is Isaac and
Name is Cordelia.
I'm Matthew from the Caffeine Experience.
Yep, so today we're going to be diving into discussing the journey of entrepreneurship, ownership with a focus on the experience of ex-offenders, business owners who are currently in the business.
so there are so many things that one can do when you come out of prison, right? Like you can, there are yellow ribbon jobs out there, but then there are those who choose a different path.
Okay, so maybe you can share a little bit with us about your current business and what is it called as well.
So my current business is called the Caffeine Experience. It's a social enterprise. We sell coffee.
Yeah.
And we sell caffeine. True to the my original sense, we are still selling drugs.
Of drugs.
So anybody that buys a coffee from us, I can go around and say, look, you can tell your friends, say a drug dealer serve you drugs today.
Legit though, legit.
It's legit statement
legit,
in that
yeah.
sense. Yeah. But my Caffeine Experience main objective over the years is actually to provide ex-offenders a second chance to
Yeah.
restart their work.
So basically you offer jobs for those who came out of prison to work at your cafe as well.
Correct.
Yeah.
But not just that, it's actually you need to train them and guide them, because giving them a job is not enough.
Yeah.
Most ex-offenders, when they start a new job, they find themselves once in a while ostracized by people, not because they want to, but
Yeah.
because sometimes they just fear. Other people, I guess there's two types of people out there who, whether they support or not support ex-offender, I think it's a matter of their views. Some are,
It's the old mindset actually.
I would
very
say
traditional
those that actually
mindset,
have
yeah.
encountered ex-offenders
Yeah.
or in the circle of helping ex-offenders, they understand. They are
Yes.
trying to encourage and
Yeah.
stuff. But there are the other ends who have never come close. So they would fear. And you can't
and
blame
it's
them.
so funny when you say that, because when I started getting involved with AOL in general and the whole thing, right? Architects of Life, yeah, I was not I'm not an ex-offender.
Right.
So to me, it was really like a big can of worms, and I'm like, oh wow, and then they're looking
Why
at
am I
me
getting
thinking
into
if
it?
I'm one as well, then I'm like, no, I'm not,
No.
but I'm interested to know more about your story, and
Same with a lot of our
yeah,
volunteers as well.
yeah. So it's actually really interesting when you say that, because a lot of your ex-offenders working at your cafes and all that,
Right.
they have this stereotype, right? Like the people will look at them and go like, "You're ex-offender. Do I trust you with my money and all that?" Are these one of the challenges that you actually face and all that? Maybe you can share with us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, how do
Okay.
you manage the guys,
In the whole course of that number of years, like a decade, I think for a start, it's very difficult as an ex-offender to get support. When I left prison itself, I wanted to start this cafe. Forget about $30,000. Even $300, when you ask someone for help, they will look at you and say,
You sure I can get my money back? I'm not
yeah,
gonna think
or
that's gonna
you're
happen.
taking the $300
Yeah.
to buy drugs or something
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
To get that trust is very difficult. For 9 months, it's tears and begging and trying to present the ideas until 9 months later, when during those years, one of my shareholders, Yuan Ho, whom very generously just started donating 60,000 for us to start. Now that was getting that trust, and it's very difficult.
Yeah.
9 months just to get a start, a head start. And then somewhere along the way, once after I started, my
And 60,000, to be honest, to open your own F&B is not a
No,
lot.
no.
It's not a lot at all. There's also a lot more. Your renovation's already going to cost you that much.
Of course,
Minimally.
after that 60, somebody else get 30, but we
Right.
got 120.
Total still.
But that was the start.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
happened was, along the way, even with that start, I had product failure.
Yeah.
My staff don't come to work. One of my guys went back into prison.
Yeah.
Basically, it's failure after failure. And I don't know about coffee actually at that point in time. I know that it's a business that can recycle.
Yeah.
It repeats every day. But the way I make coffee is, I'll turn around, someone orders 2 latte, I'll turn around, Shah, make 2 latte,
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how I do it. It's really bad at that. But I just hang on to it. What led me to my failure? The moment I started my business when I was 23, I'm already doomed to fail. Because of my confidence and my arrogance in knowing that I can
Bao ka liao lah.
I
Bao ka
can do
liao, in other
anything,
words
everything.
lah.
That's the one that led me. Does drug cause me to fail? Yeah, probably, but it's not.
Because
the
you lose
drug.
your sense of control, right? And you
Drug-
think you're in control.
Yeah,
but
drug
you're
is
out.
like a gun. You can take it to enforce law. You can take it to go and kill.
Yeah.
The drug has nothing to do with my failure. It's me,
Personal.
my personality of
Yeah.
I know I can do it. Don't worry, drugs I can control.
Yeah.
No,
yeah,
you can't.
yeah. It's
And
a
on drugs
mind
you could
over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And drugs could have amplified that feeling of control.
Yeah.
In one stroke, I lost everything. Not
Yeah.
just lost my business, lost my cars, lost even my wife. I've lost myself.
Yeah.
I went into drugs, and after that, you just lose everything. You go into prison.
Yeah.
Wait,
yeah.
how do you lose it? Was it the drugs that you stopped doing? You stopped focusing on the business?
At that point in time, you don't think about what actually caused you. All that was left was tears, pain, the shame of it. I just wanted to end my.
How long were you actually abusing drugs to the point that you reached that stage of getting arrested or caught?
It's very difficult to even analyze when
Right.
I started
Yeah.
abusing. But I know when I started using. That was like when I was already 20, 30 years old.
Okay, right. How long were you in prison for?
1-2 years in total, but off and on we've got what you call those probations and halfway house.
So when you left, what made you want to start your own business and start afresh? Especially after having to go through that whole cycle.
Well, here's the thing, you see, I went in prison. Prison probably one of the best things that happened to me.
Right.
You are free from fear.
Yeah.
Okay? You have all the time in the world there to do anything you want, but I have access to a Bible. And then I get connected to God. I just feel so embarrassed when I was in there, or so painful and shameful that I don't expect anybody to do anything for me.
Yeah.
But when I was in there, that decade ago, and I just felt John 3:16 hit out to me. It says, God loves you, and then He sent His Son to die for you. I say, forget about dying for me. Someone ask someone to do something for me. It's really, why should I? You're a drug addict. And with that I kind of get connected with Him, and then I kind of built upon a hope. Instead of a life of despair and hopelessness, man, when you're going, you lose confidence, you lose every single thing.
Yeah,
Your
yeah.
pride, your everything.
Yeah.
From
you go
there,
in,
now
Yeah,
you're-
when you were like that high at the peak, and
Yeah.
then now you're just all the way down to dirt at the bottom.
And even before I went into prison, when I was bankrupt, I don't even dare to take a bus. I don't even look at people. And in prison, 3 shorts and 3 shirts, you literally strip of everything.
Yeah, yeah.
And with that broken down, it's a good way to rebuild somehow.
Yeah.
And I felt God gave me a chance, and probably God felt that, okay, you have some more life to do. You have some more contribution to make, and I was then given a second chance.
That
for
was your flip the Prada moment.
Yeah.
Flip the Prada.
I'm on tagging and clearing up in July.
Which I didn't know about. What's that watch on your ankle? Huh, what's that?
I still wear the Rolex. Last year in January,
You guys call it a Rolex?
yeah, it's called the Lake Rolex. Last year in January, I have some boys falling out. When you work with them, you know when you hear boys going into prison, hearing it doesn't affect you. But when you are brothers together working and when they fall off, it affects you extremely. I mean, imagine your brother at home, he's
Yeah.
going in. You just freak out a little.
Yeah, like the Hong Kong gangsters, like the Yakuza, they're all one gang one. One down, all down one.
When these guys went out, what happened was they got no place to stay. They stay at the bus stop. And then they call you and say, bro, can send me $10. I mean, and they're sleeping at the bus stop. And all I can think of is just go out, go look for them. Out of 3, I managed to get 2 to walk in to surrender with me.
Yeah.
And I lost the last one. But in the course of all of that, I don't give an excuse or blame. I fell to the temptation.
Right, with the last one.
With the whole process, I will fall. I'm not saying there's gray or anything. It's just that this temptation will be for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
No, this is so real.
So you actually did fall back into it.
I fall back into it, and with that, I have to go in and clean up.
Right.
Which January I went in, May I came out
Right.
from that cleanup. Thanks to Xiu Yun, my other half, she kept the company going. With that, I recovered and I restarted my work again,
Yeah.
and then it took me a while to basically restart.
And it's really hard for you because you're constantly in the circle of it. I think I was talking to you about it previously, like when you guys go into jail, right? I feel like it's a wet market for you. 'Cause it's like,
This is like what we were talking in episode 1.
because like, you guys just know everybody. That's where your supplies are from, isn't it? Like,
Correct. So
it's hard.
That's why you have, like I mentioned before, your mindset must be set right. You have to have that value that says you are the light and salt of the earth, where you are supposed to make the influence around.
Yeah.
And if you have no values or no idea what you want to be or do, everything will flood over you.
You get buffeted by the winds of fate.
For you.
Well, wow.
Do you still check in on them like posts?
It's
You're more like a life mentor now rather than compared
it's
to-
called an e-letter.
Matthew is like a therapist at the same time as well.
I have to talk to them. I mean, they say, oh no, boss gonna speak. You know, the low yeah, come in, da 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 da.
The Tai Lo is here.
And then I go for 2 hours or 1 hour conversation with them. I kind of do that. They go back into prison. I write to them. I connect with them. And actually, most of them actually come back to join our company. As of this moment, we have people that have left the company for like 6 months, a year, or some are like 3 months, have already been starting to reach out to us, say, hey, got new unit, can we come back? So it's a different kind of business unit now. It's more like a family.
But do some of them take it as like the, work first lah, go in then go in again lor. Then
Not
come out,
really.
then come back because Matt will want me, Matt will open me, open
But
them.
they don't think that way. When they want to leave, they feel that, I don't like this place. I'll get a better job out there and I want to, and they go out and then they feel all the problems. Then they start to realize that down here has been a lot more forgiving.
Right.
And then-
Forgiving, yes, that's the word.
And then they appreciate that. So then they come back. I have probably one guy who's been with us for 7 years. He have left, I think, 4 times already.
To go back?
Sometimes to go back.
Right.
One time I walk him back. We
Because
have
that's the
such-
question, right? Isn't it tough for you it's a very vicious cycle because like you have your stuff still falling into the dark side, but yet you still open them with wide open arms. But
Yep.
it's just a very vicious cycle, isn't it?
Here's the thing, you see, you provide them hope during their hopelessness time.
But how much hope can you provide? That's the question.
Here, when we provide them that hope, give them a chance, they will do. But if they fail in the area, they will
Yeah.
drop out again. You can provide again. You know
Yeah.
why? Because today they don't change. It doesn't mean in the future they,
They won't. Yeah.
When you are nice to them at the point where they needed you most, sometimes in the future, they will somehow want to come back here.
Yeah.
Which I have been experiencing. The guys want to come back here and stuff. Of course, there is issues to deal with on
Yeah.
attendance,
Yeah.
their work, etc. But the general part is that they feel this is a safe place to be.
And that's fulfilling. That is the most fulfilling thing like anyone
And
can do.
With these people, I can trust the cafe, the business, the money, and everything too. Because they are not here just to pass time or go somewhere else. They are committed, knowing that this is a home.
That's
Yeah.
true loyalty. It's not money
In a
by
sense,
one.
yeah.
Yeah. Isaac is actually going to open his new business. He's going to start a
Wow.
new yoga business. So
Yoga plus gym.
Yeah, yoga plus gym. So maybe you can share, because I'm also an entrepreneur. So what advice would you give to ex-offenders, like our dear brother over here, wanting to start a business?
If someone have not started on a business or an idea or just planning and stuff, then I would just advise that person, do not be an entrepreneur unless you really want to drive for it. But if you are determined and you do feel that you have a mission, you need to have a mission.
Yep.
Because if you just based on earning money,
Yep.
you will drown out yourself in the near future. You have to prepare to suffer.
This nigga.
You just have to prepare to suffer.
Yeah.
Endless lists of problems. All right. But don't look at it the bad way. I am a Christian. I'm not sure about you, but if we kind of root ourselves on a different area, cruise over all these problems, try solving one after another, and we don't get beaten down by it, then by all means,
And it's because of that that long-term mission that
you
you
need
to
that
have,
mission
like,
to drive you.
start
Because
with the why.
Correct, because you want to be the light that sheds in the room, like everybody get influenced by you. But if you let the finance problem, the staff problem, the landlord chasing, the this and that, then you cannot be the one influencing, and you will not be able to sort of push this organization forward.
Hey, and you have 3 businesses. Like, how do you even deal with
Actually,
it?
okay, so when I saw this question, I felt that you're judging the ex-offender immediately. Because if you asked me, I would have asked, what advice would you give to anybody wanting to start a
Right.
business, not just an ex-offender in general. If you ask me, I want to know your 5-year goal.
Yeah.
What's the 5-year plan? I want to know who you're delegating your work to, because doing everything yourself is a very bad idea.
Very,
Very
very
bad
bad.
Yeah.
idea.
So you cannot micromanage.
Yeah.
You have to learn to trust your team.
Yeah.
So I think it's more of a business perspective that I would give advice from. So if you ask me like giving advice to an ex-offender, I'll be like, just don't go back to drugs lah. I mean, like that's the most.
But I have one more take to
Yeah.
the mindset part of being this is you want to be a boss, you first need to understand that to be a boss, you are there to serve.
Yeah.
And you're not there to be served.
You're not the boss actually. Your customers are your
Yeah.
bosses.
Correct. As a boss, if you are able to serve your staff, your business will move. But if you are not there to serve your staff, you are there to control and boss over your staff, you will find that nobody will sort of step out for you.
Yeah.
And you will not, move very much forward.
When do you start caffeine experience actually?
2017, I think.
So 5 years ago, right?
2017,
7
5
years.
I think that time was the time I actually met you.
Yeah, 1617. That was.
I think when I went to your old cafe before.
We have quite a few. I think
It was small. It was a small.
small one. There was this Tanjong Pagar one.
I
that's
think-
right,
I think that was
Tanjong
the one I
Pagar
went to.
Yeah, that was the original one.
Anything pivot like along the way, like when you had new shareholders or when you
Well,
shareholders left? And
Too
then-
many new shareholders came.
That's the
That time I
problem.
wanted to expand the business.
Right.
Yeah.
In 1 year, I already had 5 cafes.
Yeah.
I wanted to do 30 in say
1 year.
in 5 years or something like that.
That's a bit far fetched, though.
I was on a business strive to grow the business. It kind of worked, but I had too many shareholders coming in.
Yeah, because
And
if you
then
want to
vote-
expand that much, you definitely need to have shareholders
Correct.
along that
But
way.
when too many shareholders come in, there's too many cooks. I just failed there because everybody just slammed down on me and says, no, this is not working. The
to be fair, it's
business-
not very idealistic, lah.
Yeah.
Did the shareholders have a say, or were
course.
they just for the
Of
returns?
course.
No, I mean there's two kinds of shareholders, right? One is the one with
Thank-
Even
Technically-
silent also will make noise, I
Yeah,
tell you.
trust me, in Singapore, they will make noise.
But voting rights are all different, right? No, me?
No, but at the end of the day, if they want pumping in the money, they have the right to say something, what?
Right. There is no such things by the books.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
But at the end of it all, I think my vision of helping ex-offenders overtook my desire to grow the business. Now, I'm the head trainer in ASEAN Coffee Federation for baristas as well.
Yep.
Compared to then, which I do not know anything. Now, we have 3 cafes that does slightly less than $1 million a year compared to I only had 60 grand coming in, to start off the thing.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a long growth.
Yeah.
Have we made it
Slow but
successful?
steady,
No, not yet. Anything could happen. We don't know what's going to happen next.
What do you define as successful, you know?
When one of my guys successfully moved
his own
on
place,
and go and live a life, have a wife, have a kid,
Wow.
they're done. That's done. That's work done. Because that's the main part of the job. Because
Yeah.
money comes, money goes. People come, people go. But if they sort of detoured away from the original thought of just going back into prison to having a family and life,
And that's success to you.
that's success to me.
That's like mission accomplished, man. Like
And that's your
of
future
any-
goal for your business, like.
Yeah,
in other
that's
words.
that's my goal.
Yeah.
Hopefully more, but you got to walk with each one of them on your own, and that takes time, and you have to have that connection.
Why coffee though? Like I'm curious. Like I mean, for me, when I did As We Move, right? I mean, the gym is called As We Move. So actually, one of the social aspects to it is really because a lot of people go into prison skinny, come out buff, or fell in love with fitness inside. I personally didn't learn yoga.
Because got
and
nothing to do
fitness.
inside, right?
Exactly.
Like
So they
prison
come
break,
out-
ma, they all become so macho and fit.
All they do is just
All
take,
they do
take
is
the
to
pail.
push up.
Yeah, they just eat
calisthenics
protein every day.
Yes.
I actually tried
You like
handyman.
coffee to begin with?
No, I don't. Initially, I don't. But now I do.
Right.
Whoa.
It's passion now.
Yeah.
Last time when I started, I wanted to do handyman. I failed.
Handyman, like.
Yeah.
Aircon technician.
Yeah, because I
plumber.
run
Like-
an
like-
interior design firm for 20 years.
Okay.
Okay.
So I wanted to do that. And I realized that does not mean what I can do, my brothers can.
Yep.
So it's very difficult for them to get that
Skill set.
precision skill set, right?
Yeah.
And that failed quite badly. And then when I thought about coffee is because coffee is easy to learn,
Yeah.
but it takes long to master. On top of that, the business recycles itself every day. So today you drink coffee, tomorrow you
cyclical
probably will need
industry.
it. And
how you need drink water
Yeah,
every day
it
lah.
doesn't
Yeah.
go up a peak or drop down quite bad during the bust and boom of the economy. It kind of fluctuates that way.
Yeah.
And it's a safe way. Since my objective is to help give a chance to ex-offender restart their life, that actually sort of suits my model. And yeah, I've been doing it for 8 years, I guess. 8-9
Yeah,
years.
I started acai because I like to eat acai. I knew nothing about acai. I like because it's nice lah. Eat lah. Then now do. Wow, tired every day.
Oh my gosh.
It is very tiring.
I think
it's very tiring.
I've got to give appreciation to some of those people that actually helped me from the past. Like one, Pastor Luke from Teen Challenge. He believed me and supported me from the very beginning. Pastor Paul from Crossroad Prison Ministry, who have been walking with me for the 8 years. Glenn Lim from AOL was training me at the beginning during his training programs. So I kind of took that on. Like my biggest shareholder, Yuan Ho, who have not just encouraged me, but took money out to support me.
And actually trusted you with that. Yeah.
Trusted me with that. My church, FGA, my brothers, my friends, my families. The list goes on. I mean, I don't want to miss out any, but the list really is quite endless.
Yeah.
Without this structure, it's very hard for me to even live through this.
Yeah.
It's
take the next step
entire
in life
village,
and all
you
that,
know.
yeah.
It's not just me.
Yeah.
I'm just that figure that just keep like going on and on and on. But it is this supports that actually get that kind of
Yeah.
moving correctly. Because if they don't guide me in the right direction or support me to clear that hurdle in that direction, I wouldn't be able to be here.
Yeah, that's true. It's been such a pleasure to have Matt from the Caffeine Experience.
Thank
If you
you.
want to find out more about his cafe, please head over to Instagram and search the Caffeine Experience. You'll be able to see a lot of cute
Called
cats.
the official TCE.
Oh yes, official
The
TCE.
official
You'll see a lot
TCE.
of cute cats. We promise you that. So thank you once again for having me here. I think it's been a
Thank
pleasure.
you for watching.
My name is
Thank you.
Cordelia.
My name's Isaac.
and
and
we
it's
have
Matthew.
And I'm Matthew. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Flip the prata.
Actually, like you're not wearing skirt. You can sit like that, though.